Mrs. Bolinao says she met her husband over a medical emergency. Now, 15 years later, she says their marriage is on life support and she's ready to pull the plug. Today on Divorce Court. All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Bolinao v. Bolinao.
Thank you. Mrs. Bolinao, Mr. Bolinao, thank you so very much for coming in and trusting me with your relationship. A relationship that you all have been together for 15 years, married for 10 years. You all have children together. However, the plaintiff kicked the defendant out the house 3 weeks ago. So it's pretty serious, Ms. Bolinao, right?
Yes.
Why are we in court?
Your Honor, I'm here today because I've been with this man for 15 years, but I've just gotten to the point where I'm tired of feeling unheard, disrespected, and I want change. So I'm here today. If he doesn't want to change, I want a divorce.
Mrs. Bolinao, I can hear pain in your voice. So it's not like you came in here happy to say, I want a divorce. You look like you're pained to say you want a divorce. Because what you really want is a change in your husband. Am I correct?
Correct.
Mr. Bolinao, you heard what your wife said. What do you say, sir?
Your Honor, I'm here today to save my marriage because I love my wife. I'm also here to defend myself, and I'm not leaving today without her with me.
So I'm hearing a couple that says they love each other, but something tells me that behavior has not always matched the words that are coming out of your mouth. Mrs. Bolinao, why don't you take me back to how you all met when there were happier times, when I like to say the daffodils and the daisies were blooming.
So it was about 15 years ago. I was a student nurse, and Lewis was my nursing instructor. He was teaching me wound care. So,
He was teaching you a lot of things, Ms. Bolinao.
yeah, we started dating, and I was a single mother at the time. So I was thankful that he came into me and my daughter's life, and we continued a relationship, and then we started deciding to get married, and then we had 2 kids of our own.
It starts out sounding good. How did it change, Ms. Bolinao? Yeah, I know you say he tends to disrespect you or belittle you.
Yeah.
And that's not what you're used to, am I right?
Right.
Tell me about it.
So our son had an accident. He spilled some soda, and my husband called him stupid in front
Wait
of
a minute. 11-year-olds, and forgive me for saying this, 11-year-old boys, ooh, they could just be gangly and
Right.
they just little boys. That's the way it happens.
Yeah.
But they're not stupid.
Yeah, and I don't approve of calling our children names.
I agree with you.
So I asked him to please not call our son names, and he said, what do you know? You were never held accountable at a young age, and brought up certain things that I did in my past and called me an unfit mother.
Mr. Bolinao, that seems like an extreme reaction to her expressing her opinion that you shouldn't chastise your 11-year-old in that manner.
Well, first of all, Your Honor, I wasn't really lying about her past. I just brought up like a fact about her.
So what would make you think it would be necessary to throw it in her face during a time of tension?
I mean, to be honest, Your Honor, I was also very, just angry at that moment.
What he said was, it was crossing a boundary that I've never experienced from him. And I think that he should apologize.
I've apologized. The problem, though, is that she's not really taking the apologies. She calls me names and all these things, and we go back and forth. And
Why are y'all calling each other out of your name? I don't understand that.
I think when he calls me a bitch, that's when I kind of...
That would do it.
She calls me a little bitch when we fight, so.
Okay. So Corey, I'm gonna ask you.
That's too much. That's too much tit for tat. Too much putting each other down. Too much all of that. You can't continue to do that and have a successful relationship. You just can't in the future.
So why would you raise your children to think that that's okay, Mr. Bolinao?
Well, it's not okay. I'm actually very apologetic for my actions, but sometimes when you're angry, you just say, say stuff you don't mean, and you kind of go out of control. And
I think his anger, though, for the past 15 years, I've constantly asked him, and I have apologized also for name calling, but I got to a point where I'm just tired of him constantly putting me down.
But Your Honor, she pokes at me, though, constantly, so...
So I'm not even sure if you all like each other.
Right? Right?
You said that your husband is controlling. What do you mean by that?
He just always has to control everything I do. So, like, I would go to family bingo, and the minute he didn't like it, he started online posting and telling all our friends that I had a gambling addiction.
But bingo is gambling, Your Honor.
Yes, it is.
And you still lose money. I'm just posting on my social media that gambling is not good. I'm not tagging her, or I'm not like saying it's her.
Why is gambling such an important issue for you?
Well, it's because I grew up in that household, so I've seen family members, you know, lose a lot of money with gambling, being in debt with gambling. So I can see how, you know, $20 can become 200, and 200 becomes 2,000.
So you're telling me this is a trigger for you?
I live that life. I'm not going to call it a trigger, but
I'm going to call it a trigger, because what you do is you have placed the burden of your family history on your wife's shoulders. That's what you've done.
And then when I reached out to my family, I have 2 special family members that I talked to.
That's not even true. But...
He went through my phone and then told me, why are you telling them our issues? But yeah, he's telling everyone our issues too.
Well, she goes through my phone, so I go through her phone too. I mean, I think that's fine, right?
I will go through his phone before, because he used to cheat on me when we were beginning.
Oh, okay.
And the plot thickens.
Okay.
Before we got married.
How long ago was it?
The last one, I want to say...
Ooh, did she say the last
Sure
one?
did. She sure did.
As in multiple occasions?
Yeah. Okay, I will go through his phone before, because he used to cheat on me when we were beginning.
Oh, okay.
And the plot thickens.
Okay.
Okay, so now I know why you manipulate, because you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. So now I know why you're controlling, because you put yourself in a trick bag earlier and your wife somehow forgave you. Am I correct, Miss Bolinao?
Correct.
Before we got married.
Meaning that was in your past?
Correct.
How long ago was it?
The last one, I want to say...
Ooh, did she say the last
Sure
one?
did. She sure did.
Did you say the last one?
The last one.
As in multiple occasions?
Yeah.
And you standing out there like the cat who swallowed the canary. You have the audacity to bring up this lady's past, and you standing there a resident of Cheaterville?
That was in the past.
Not if it's true. Isn't that what you said to me? Isn't that the exact phrase you said to me when we started this case? But now I'm seeing that you're controlling because you got some guilt and some shame over the way you have behaved as a man, which is not honorable. Period. So if you call her out of her name and she calls you out of your name, and then you throw her past in her face and then she throws your past in your face, that is called a toxic soup, not a marriage. Mr. Bolinao, you understand what marriage is, that it's a partnership, that you're a team, that other team member is going to say no more. You understand that, right?
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, that's what you did. Am I correct?
Yeah, because on my birthday, he said he was going to take me out. He said he had plans, but we went out and there was nothing to do. It was bored. Like, I was so bored.
Not true.
And he just wanted to find a bar to drink, but I haven't drank in 3 years. So I don't want to drink. I want to go dancing, or I just want to feel special for my birthday. Get me a card, write me something, and he didn't even do that. So we were bored. There was a casino because where we live, there's that. And I put $20 in. ended up in a fight, and we decided he would move out and just come to the house and maybe sleep in the office or help me put the baby to sleep 3 days out of the week. But little by little, he's trying to get back into the bed, trying to, you know.
Well, paying for the bills are in the house, so.
Do you even know how that sounded coming out of your mouth? The baby that we're talking about is a little girl, am I right? You have a 4-year-old little girl? How would you feel if a man treated her like that? Called her out of her name, threw her past up in her face, called her some kind of addict when you know good and doggone well she's not. How would you feel, Mr. Bolinao, if that happened to your daughter?
Feel bad?
I think, given your personality, you might want to strangle somebody that did that to your kid. That's what I think. I'm not wrong, am I?
You're right.
So knowing that, this lady is somebody's daughter, somebody's mom, somebody's friend. So we all care about her and the way she feels. I can't understand why you don't. I asked a licensed professional counselor to come in and evaluate what's going on here.
This is a couple that is in what we call emotional gridlock. And in listening in, what I see is 2 adult inner children at play.
Well, Your Honor, I'm here today again to save a marriage, but at the same time, I also want her to be held accountable for her actions.
I'm trying to figure out what actions.
When she pokes at me and she bickers and says all these things about me, I don't
That's
really
because
appreciate
all those
that.
things are true, Mr. Bolinao. I mean, I don't think that you should be calling him out of his name, and I don't think you should be poking at him, but says all these things about you, that's because all those things are true. You are manipulative, and you are controlling, and you have been mean-spirited. Now, Mrs. Bolinao has been doing tit for tat, which is wrong.
Yeah.
I agree.
So she's just taking accountability for what she's been doing. What about you, Mr. Bolinao?
I'm taking accountability.
I don't know. That's why I'm telling you, when I first read your case, I was very interested, and that's why I wanted to meet the two of you, because I feel like I have a good understanding of where you're both coming from. However, I'd like to call in my team members who can help me help you. So I asked a licensed professional counselor to come in to help me.
Thank you.
And to take a little bit of a deeper dive and evaluate what's going on here. So will you ask the witness to join us?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hello, ma'am. Will you please introduce yourself to the court?
Good morning, Judge. My name is
morning.
Melanie Preston. I am the owner of Matter of Focus Counseling here in Georgia, and I have 15 years of experience working with couples who are looking to reshape and redefine their relationship dynamics.
As I understand, you're a licensed professional counselor and a licensed mental health counselor. Am I
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Okay. So this is what you do.
This is what I do, Your Honor.
So I submitted, knowing this case, I submitted some of the basic facts to you, but I asked you to listen in on the testimony. What do you think is truly driving the conflict here?
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes, you may.
with the case notes and listening in to Mr. and Mrs. Bolinao, this is not about gambling. This is absolutely not about gambling. This is a couple that is in what we call emotional gridlock. There's a power struggle that's going on, and in listening in, what I see is 2 adult inner children at play. One is screaming loudly.
Yeah.
And the other is tucked away in a corner just trying to protect herself. And there's no reaching a compromise because they're both in their own way trying to figure out who now holds the control in this relationship.
So as I hear the control, and I see Ms. Bolinao shaking her head, so are you recognizing some of the things that Ms. Preston is talking about, Ms. Bolinao?
Yes.
Mr. Bolinao, do you at least hear what Ms. Preston is talking about as a possible dynamic of what's going on in your relationship?
I hear it, but I still believe that gambling is an issue.
It's a symptom, but the gambling is not the problem. The want for control is the problem.
In other words, if Miss Bolinao wasn't going to play bingo once or twice a month.
If she was sitting at home every day, it would still be a problem.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with Miss Preston. There's a problem with the fact that your husband is not controlling your conduct and your behavior. That's where the issue is.
Right.
And your problem is you're not taking enough control of your own life.
So with this couple, I initially came into it thinking, sure, they can work through these challenges, but really listening in, this is not even a couple's issue. So there's a lot of work that has to be done for both of you to get individual work to uncover these deep issues. Because Mr. Bolinao, I don't know what you're angry about, but you're angry with something. And I think that's been going on for longer than this relationship.
And this is unresolved anger.
Absolutely.
And until you resolve it yourself, you can't bring your whole self to any relationship.
Right.
So, tough question. Do you think the couple has a home for a future together?
If they're willing to start with the individual work of uncovering, how did I become this way? If you do that, then it's possible.
Ms. Preston, I appreciate your insight. I appreciate your overview. And listening to this couple, it's very clear that there's so much drama and trauma underneath the surface
Yes.
that they have to deal with. I thank you for your time. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
very much.
Thank you.
We'll show you this way, ma'am.
Ms. Bolinao, I tend to agree with Ms. Preston that you all have some serious work to do. You brought divorce papers to court. Corey, will you do me a favor and retrieve the divorce papers? I'd like to look at them.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm not signing it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Bolinao, there was never any fear on my part that you would sign these papers. I knew you wouldn't, because that's the kind of person you are. But the kind of person I am is I'm going to serve them anyway. Serve the papers for me.
Yes, Your Honor. Sir, you've been served.
You don't have to sign those papers, but I am going to provide your wife with a transcript of these proceedings so that should you want to go into civil court and start divorce proceedings, you have evidence that he has been served properly. I didn't even ask you if you wanted me to serve the papers. I fear for you and your children. You came in here and said that you were fed up and you wanted to see that your husband could make a change. I think you saw that he has no desire to change. This is who you married. If that's not what you want, it is time to walk away. The truth has spoken, and this case is done. I hope you are also.
Made in Georgia.